Hello and welcome to the training series for OneSpot Media. Today we're going to talk about the editor that is used to edit your website from OneSpot Media. So we're going to bring up this particular website, which is AB Enterprises. It is a e-commerce store for nuts and bolts figures as well as wine caddies that are nuts and bolts figures. So what we're going to do is, as always, you click on the contact page and that will bring you your login form. Sometimes this is on the left hand side, sometimes it's on the right, but we're going to log in to the site from the front end and click your login button once you put your username and password in. It would help if I remembered that username and password, wouldn't it? I put it in for a different site, sorry about that. Okay, once you're into the website and you're logged in, then you're going to have a little pencil tool over your article. Your article is the stuff in the middle here that is the content or the text of your pages. So we're going to click on this little pencil icon, and that will bring up the actual editing tool. And the editing tool is this part here, and at the top. And it's very similar to Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel. It's very similar to that. So what we're going to do is basically go over each of these icons so that you have a little better understanding of what they are. So the first one here is basically your help tool. So if you have any questions, you can type them into that little help tool. But I think you'll find that our training is pretty much simple and easy to use. Some of these we're not even going to use at all because they really won't matter to your website individually. The next one is a new document. That is if you wanted to create a new page. However, the way that we have that set up, you won't be able to do that from the front end of your website. This is an undo button. This is a redo button. And they do exactly what they say. If you've done something that you wanted to undo, like we'll say here is AB Enterprises at the bottom, and we create that to be bold, and I want to undo it, I just simply hit the undo button. And that is undone. Now if I want to make it bold again, I would hit the redo button and that changes it. So in the article down here, the next one is obviously bold. You can italicize it, you can underline it, and that automatically does that for you. You can also do a strike through, so if you have something on your website that you need to remove but yet it still needs to stay visible to the public for a period of time, like maybe a rules or a text or something that you would need to remove, that's what that's for. So I'm going to undo that strike through here and leave it bold and italicized. Then for your article, you have a full justification. You can center text, you can align it to the left, align it to the right. You can do a block quote of several things. So once you do it, you just basically highlight that, click your block quote, and it will turn that piece into a quote for you. I'm going to undo that piece. There's your block quote, which basically justifies it in the middle. On your articles, this very top line, I don't recommend changing since we've already submitted that to the search engines, and that's going to be your main title for that page. And if you notice, that's changed to a heading 1, whereas if anything down here is a paragraph. Your search engines such as Google, Yahoo, and Bing will look at that as what your first call to action will be on that script. So therefore your heading needs to always be an H1 tag or a heading 1 tag. If you don't have that, then you will lose ranking in those search engines. You don't really need to worry about the styles button. Here's removing the format, so like if you have this set up as a bold, italics, and underline, you can just click that remove format and it takes that out instead of having to hit each of those individually. You can also do a cleanup, which is, you don't really need to worry about that. If there's extra coding in there that something's not lining up right, you can actually use that cleanup HTML and it'll do that for you. Then the next line, we have our font family. These are the default fonts for website browsers, and they're in there. You also have your font size that you could change something to. Whoops, sorry about that. Scroll down a little bit. And then I'm going to highlight this text again. Here are your colors. If you click on this, it changes the color of the text, which is there. You can also highlight that text. I'm going to put it back and let's make it black, and then you can put a highlight underneath it. So if there's something that is important on your website, then you could actually have that highlighted for people to see. You can also cut something and paste or copy something and then paste something. So if you're in one article and let's say there's a text that you want to appear on multiple pages, instead of having to retype that and reformat it, you can simply copy and paste that to the other one. This next section is an indent, so it'll indent that paragraph. You can also take it back. Here is a ordered list. If you click on that, it'll put a number 1 to it. I'm going to undo that piece, and then you could also do an unordered list, which is simply a bullet, and I'm going to undo that piece. You can do a subscript and a superscript, which as its name implies, it would make that character smaller or larger, so if you need to use something like that, you can do it. The next icon over is a custom character, and when you click on that, there's several that you can choose from. You put your mouse over it, and over here in the section, it'll show you something that's a lot larger. So that's nice to have. You also have what's called a horizontal ruler. If you click on that, you'll notice it puts a line all the way across the page, so you can divide that page up if you want to. Nothing on the next line I'm going to worry about right now to show you that, so I'll show you that in just a moment. And then your last line here, you don't need to worry about this first couple here. Really, the only thing you need to worry about is when you get over to this part. Let's say that I wanted to link wine bottle here, and I click on this Insert Edit Link. It'll come up with a little bit of text. Here is your URL. You can put that you want to have that link to, whoops, hold on one moment, if I can type it correctly, winebottles.com. And then the only other thing you need to worry about here, if you want to link that outside of your website, is under the target here at the bottom. You click on that to open in a new window. And what that would do is it will open up that link in a brand new browser window. You want them to stay on your website as long as possible. So anytime you do an external link like that, open it in a new window. It makes it a lot easier for you. So I'm going to just cancel that out because I don't want it to link. And then the next thing is inserting an image. Just check the training series for inserting an image into your articles for that purpose. That explains that a little bit more in detail. And then lastly would be the spell checker. If you click on that spell checker and then click in the article, if there's anything that's misspelled, I'm going to come in here and put a "the," and then you will see once you start typing anything, see that says bolds, and that should be bolts there. It will show you anything that's typed incorrectly. Now that does not check grammar, so just keep that in mind. It only checks your spelling. That's what that one's for, and that's pretty much it. Now, what I want to also talk to you about is going back up here to the next to the bottom line, and this is inserting a table. And really the one you want to go to is here, insert a new table. So you put your icon where you want it, click on the table, and this will tell you how many columns and how many rows you want. You really don't need to worry about anything else unless you want it to align to the center, and then you would click insert, and here's your row. So we're just going to put test here, and then in the next row hit test, and then we're going to put 1 and 1, and that basically made a table with 2 columns and 2 rows. Now let's say we click on this particular row here in that column, then all of these others come up. You can delete the table, you can change the table row properties or the cell properties, or you can insert a row before it, you can insert a row after it, you can delete a row, you can insert a column before, a column after, you can remove a column, you can come in here and split the merged cells, which means if there's 2 cells that are merged together, then you can split those back apart, or you can merge 2 of the tables. And basically to do that, you would highlight the columns or the rows, and then you hit merge, and it makes it one large one. So that's what all of these icons will do. They're all related to the table, and the only time they will appear is if you actually have a table that is inserted. So now I'm on this one, and I'm basically going to just remove that table from the article. Really, that's all you need to know. I will show you one more thing on the links. Let's say that we want customers here to link to another section of the website. Your articles are all under your content. So if you click on your content, and then I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. Unfortunately, that doesn't show a whole lot, but then you click on your uncategorize, and then this is the title of all your articles. However, here we're going to actually link it to a menu item. So here's your main menu, and then these are your items across the top, and let's just say we link that to our contact page. You come down in the bottom. Now you're staying inside of your website at this point, so you don't need to go in and change your target. Just leave it where it is and hit insert. And now when you go up here to the top, and I'm going to save this just to show you what it does, as soon as you hit save, it is automatically saved, and it is linked on the front of your website. You see where I have this one highlighted, and then if you click on customers, it automatically takes you over to the contact page where I linked that to. So let's go back to the home page, and I need to get in here and remove those two so the owner of this site will not be upset. So we're going to come down, and here's your highlight. We're going to go and remove that highlight, apply, whoops. I forgot that when I save that, it won't undo that part for me. And then here you just basically hit the unlink, and that'll take that link off. So again, just go up and hit save, and now when you go back to that page, those things are gone. As always, with any of our websites, once you complete your editing, make sure you go back to the contact page and log out. And then once you log out, no one else can get in there and edit that part of your website. And that's pretty much it for this training series with OneSpot Media. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. Thanks for watching.